found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitch, it's burning out.
There it is.
Yo. How are you living? How you feeling? How you doing? This is First Choice Fantasy, and we're back today with our weird little thing that we got, a little idea. We're going to do fantasy foods, right? So we're going to be comparing fantasy players to foods that...
Or vice versa.
Common. Or comparing foods to the players, exactly, yeah. Alex, you got anything to say?
Were you stifling a yawn when you jumped into this?
Me?
A weird little dip in your voice at the beginning there. It sounded like
mid yawn.
Yeah, it sounded like you it creeped up on you when you were able to force it out.
Yo.
Very clutch.
Finish that yawn, get that satisfaction, and then jump right into it.
Kind of just looked like you were dabbing, but like you weren't regular dabbing. You were like that Golden State Warriors fan from a few years ago that was standing on the sideline doing this repeatedly.
Oh yeah, yes.
He's like poking at his buddies, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing,
Not
Bob?
doing that right.
He's like, look, guys, I just did a thing. I popular culture now. My kids will love it. They won't. They never will, because you weren't there for them. I didn't see them on that time. Anyway, yeah. I just want to point out that we were very debating. Shouldn't say debating, more like 40 seconds of debating. We were going to make this a family feud spin-off, but we're going to do that next week instead. So stay tuned for next week, because it should be a lot more entertaining.
Whoa, you're not saying these food comps aren't entertaining? I think these are going to be
a lot more entertaining.
More entertaining. Okay.
More. These are going to be all right.
All right.
Yeah. No one wants to hear about why Tom Brady is a potato. Potato with a lot of rings on it. Sometimes potatoes got that shit that grows out of them when they try to grow other potatoes. That's where
Aren't
Brady.
those called eyes?
I don't know.
Tom Brady's got all the eyes.
I might be
he's got eyes on the back of his head.
The potato's got eyes. All right, boys, let's kick this off. Todd Gurley, let me hear it.
Oh, I think all three of us have a Todd Gurley comp, and that was not.
Everyone's gonna have a comp. Let's go. Let's hear it. That's the idea.
I'll jump right in. Todd Gurley, fruit stripes. If you're our age and not Ed, you know what fruit stripes are. They're the gums with the zebra on it. Just look up zebra gum, and pretty much it lasts for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then it's done for.
It lasts until you until the wrapper makes contact with the bottom of the trash can. You have a piece of gum in mouth. Foil out the wrapper,
crumple, toss,
walk it over to the trash can. By the time it's in the trash can, you have to
spit it out. And that's what happened with Todd Gurley. It was fantastic. You're tasting all the flavors of the fruit stripes, and then career's done for by the end of the season. That's what happens. That's why he is fruit stripes.
Yeah, my initial thought, sorry, Todd, was gas station sushi. Fuck. I can't restart things.
That's going to stay with you.
Sushi? Because I'll be honest, I don't like seafood, so I think sushi, can't pronounce this word. Just stop saying it. I think seafood sucks, but I feel like if you got the gas station version, it might be good at first, but within like a few hours, you're not going to be sleeping very well that night, put it that way. Kind of like if you hung on to Todd Gurley past the trade deadline, you probably had a few sleepless nights if you are as invested in your fantasy teams as we are. Live and die by my team.
So that explains why you weren't interested in Todd Gurley in the beginning of the year, because you're not into seafood, therefore meaning you're not into Todd Gurley. So you're going into this gas station not looking for sushi, but something a little bit more tasty.
It's not a very difficult word, and we've managed to butcher it. Sushi. Ed, sushi. Give me a sushi comparison.
Fuck, I don't know. I'm not good with those words. Anyway, Todd Gurley. I feel like everybody has the same idea, he was good and then he just died, So my idea or my food comp was that ham for like Christmas or like any holiday, and you have like the leftovers, right? The leftovers sit in your fridge. I know personally growing up, my leftovers just sit in my fridge just for months. So like you open it up and it's like, oh,
what happens?
It's not the same. It's not the same anymore. So
it looks so good going in.
Yeah. And that's that. Everybody has the same idea.
Funny you should say that because I ate some probably not very fresh turkey earlier in the week because like I couldn't smell it at all. Couldn't smell it, couldn't taste it. Got that COVID. So like I just ate. I was like, well, I don't know, it might be good. There's no visible mold, which generally doesn't happen on meats like that, so it probably is bad, but I'm gonna eat it anyway. Yeah, maybe I am a Todd Gurley fan. I'm gonna draft him this year. 4th round.
Oh, woo!
Someone bring up another topic. Give me a food or a player.
I got Josh Jacobs, and my comp is cantaloupe. You ready for it?
Cantaloupe.
You guys think about cantaloupe. It is what it is. But deadass, personally, I prefer that over many more fruits, over watermelon, especially.
I don't like watermelon.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't count. But
watermelon, you are a vile piece of shit. I will never be friends with you again.
The general consensus is that watermelon is like the best melon, right? Cantaloupe belongs in that conversation. Cantaloupe is in that conversation. It doesn't get the respect it deserves. Doesn't get the respect it deserves. Josh Jacobs finished RB8. Doesn't get the respect he deserves. That's it.
Do you know why? Because he's Lay's potato chips. You're going into the season being told, oh, John Gruden, he's going to be used in the receiving game. He's going to get bunches of catches, bunches, targets galore, yay. And then you go and you tear open that fresh bag of Lay's.
It's all air.
You notice it's half nothing. Yes. It's just half a bullshit.
I like that one, Brandon.
John Gruden, good.
I'm going to take this in a different direction because I don't care about Josh Jacobs and I don't pay attention to the AFC West given that they play at 4 o'clock. And typically at 4 o'clock, I'm too pissed off about the Eagles losing to want to watch football again. And then they're just not on TV anyway. So I'm going to take a cantaloupe comparison. Cantaloupe is to me what Clyde Edwards-Helaire was to me this previous season because I keep hearing about how good cantaloupe is supposed to be. Yet every time I get a hold of it fucking sucks. It's like bare white, not ripe. It looks like it should have been thrown away a week and a half ago. Where it's fucking squishy and it smells bad. I had to work with cantaloupe a lot at my previous job. And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, it sucked. And I love me some Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but he did not have a good season last year. It seemed like every other week he was either dealing with some sort of injury or sitting on the bench. He's not good. Yeah, cut into this cantaloupe looking for something good. And, oh, God, why is it so white? Fruit's not supposed to be white. Name me a white fruit. Exactly. There's no white fruit. There's the rind of a watermelon, but name me a non-psychotic asshole that doesn't sit there and eat that. But it does eat that.
I got a comp for Clyde real quick.
You got what?
A comp for Clyde. You ready for it? It's that strawberry frosted sprinkled donut at Dunkin' Donuts. Ready? You know, the atmosphere, the scenario that it's in, it sounds like it should be scrumptious, right? Because it's Dunkin' Donuts, and it's a donut, it's a fresh donut. But then
feels right.
It's the donut that you get whenever you go there right before they're closing, and it's the only donut left, and it's just rock hard, and it's like, oh.
But it was from Dunkin'.
I want to point out that I'm still a fan of those donuts. I do not discriminate. I'll eat those donuts. Donut's still an RB1 to me. I'll eat the shit out of that donut.
You eat the shit. I'd rather not eat the shit, though.
I said I'll eat the shit out of the donut, which is kind of like just frosting, because, when the frosting seeps into the hole. I don't like them. Unless it's a moldy donut. Cause
I go for the coffee. Can't go wrong with the coffee.
And that's because you're addicted to caffeine.
Probably. Well, definitely. I get headaches when I don't have coffee. So, I'm not even questioning that.
I'm not going to make that comparison. We're going on YouTube. I'm going to throw us off of YouTube.
I can see where you're going with that.
My sleeves down. Because we don't do drugs here. First choice.
All right.
I'm going to get another player out there. Name me a player or food.
I'm going to roll with this comp here. Alex was questioning how you could possibly make this a comp. But Travis Kelce, Darren Waller is any personally preferred condiment. All right, so you have a burger, a luscious burger, and you get that burger. Do you eat it plain? I mean, yeah, Travis it looks great, but do you put mayo on it? Do you put ketchup on it?
Well, Kelce or Waller. I'm going to tell you why this comparison's bad. Kelce or Waller?
Either or. Both of them were on.
Ed,
Both of them were on championship-winning teams. And the reason why is because they're the missing ingredient that makes teams great, and what makes burgers just as delicious as a plain burger with no mayo or no ketchup.
Sauce on a burger. He's a fad. He will not last the same type of like longevity that Travis Kelce had. Travis Kelce is going to go down as one of the greatest tight ends to ever play in football. So he's going to be like the ketchup to Darren Waller's barbecue sauce. Darren Waller has
talking this season, so
times, but
for this specific one, I'm talking this season.
I can allow that.
So the burger or whatever food you want to reference here, imagine eating it with no condiment. What makes it great is the condiment, or at least better than what it would be without.
Because if you put
typically
like
with fantasy teams,
on your burger, like if I drafted Hayden Hurst, that would be like the equivalent of me putting grape jelly on my burger.
That's why he's not a condiment. He's pickle juice. You're spraying pickle juice on your burger.
I'd rather put pickle juice on my burger than grape jelly. I mean, that's.
Hey, I had a peanut butter jelly burger from Aruga's.
Yeah, I remember that. I was there when you ate it.
I mean, it was mediocre. It wasn't the best. It wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It wasn't a condiment. It wasn't a true condiment burger.
What peanut butter is a condiment? Peanut butter jelly or condiments? I don't get pissed off. It says on the
dip your French fry in peanut butter and come back to me and tell me how. Well, I guess not all condiments go with every food.
You've never just slathered some ketchup and mustard onto a hamburger bun and eaten it as is? A ketchup mustard sandwich? How many people don't do that?
No.
I don't do that. I don't fucking do it. I don't care if peanut butter's going to it. You take the tomatoes and you grind them down to ketchup, just like you take the peanuts and you grind them down into peanut butter. Same thing. Ed just looks like he was no part of this conversation. All right, Ed, different topic.
Ed must not have condiments.
It's on the same topic, kind of, with condiments, but not at the same time. But you're talking about dipping French fries. French fries. I got Tyler Lockett as French fries. Okay.
Oh.
You might not understand it, but I understand it because I've had my fair share of French fries over the years, and from different establishments to different establishments. Some French fries are good, like they're top dog, like they're crispy, they're salty, they're hot, they're fresh, And there's sometimes you just get some French fries that are cold as fuck, soggy. You can go like this, and it's just like a piece of pasta, and it's like, I don't want this. There's no salt on it either. No, throw it out.
Oh.
Throw it out. So Tyler Lockett has his moments, and he shines sometimes, but other times it's just fucking dookie.
It's just the bottom of the batch sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess there are a lot of. If anything, that just reminds me of running backs in general. Because you know what? Even if they suck, I'll still take them.
I mean,
shitty French fries are better than no French fries. Todd Gurley's better than nothing.
Is it better for you? No, because I don't believe.
No, I didn't say better for you. I didn't say better for you. I didn't say better for you. I said I personally prefer shitty French fries to nothing. My body would prefer than nothing.
If you're going to take Tyler Lockett's 2 points over 0 points, well, yeah, obviously. But if you're taking Tyler Lockett's 2 points over T. Higgins, solid 8 points, I don't know about that one.
I didn't have T. Higgins 2. Having T. Higgins 2 is like having like a turkey sub along with your shitty French fries. I like turkey sub.
I think it's better than. I think it's like an Italian sub almost. He's almost supreme. He's up there. He's getting
there.
I like turkey.
Depends on what platform. Your redraft, dynasty. Ooh.
Didn't he just get traded like twice? Oh, Ed traded him in that weird trade that didn't make any sense. Ed, you traded for Odell. Why'd you trade for Odell and Fantasy?
Because you ready for it? Odell. Speaking of which, food boom, bang, fast food. Okay.
Flawless transition.
It's a very, in the moment. It's appealing to the mind, to the eyes, to the thought of it. Is just get you.
I can agree with that.
I like this comp. I was just waiting to hear.
Like I hear some from your mouth. Like, oh, that sounds so good, and then I get a hold of it. I'm like,
well, you pull up, you pull up in the drive-thru. You see these beautiful, luscious burgers, just huge buns. Oh, the meat is just thick and juicy. You can see it just tearing right in front of you, and you just want to reach out and just take it. But then you actually get it, and you unwrap it, and it's kind of just what it is. Fast food.
Got a gyro from there that looked and smelled so good, and then I was eating. It's like,
It's like you drive past a Burger King and you smell the burger. Burger King has a distinct smell, you know what I mean? And you smell it, and it's like you see Odell on somebody else's roster, and you're like, I want that. And it's like you get it, and it's like, don't want
Brady has a flashback to Chris Collins making that call. Did he catch that? He did. He did, Chris. He did catch it, but not for your fantasy team. You're saying 2015, 2014, or whatever the hell that was. All right.
Well, since we're on the fast food train, I'm just going to keep it rolling. This one isn't really like what fast food is perceived of today. This is a little bit more of a complex thought. Russell Wilson, his season is basically beginning to end, is reflective of how we view fast food from a young age to now. At a young age, what do you do when you're out with your parents? You're begging for fast food. Let me have that. Let me get that. And then now it's like a defeat. So it's like from week 1, you're begging for Russell Wilson, his points. And by week 16, you're questioning, you feel defeated having to play him. You feel defeated as you pull up the fast food saying, why does it have to be so cheap? And why does it have to be so alluring?
I'll take it the other direction. By the time you just worked your 7th consecutive shift, and you're like, you go to fucking McDonald's again.
That's true. So you're looking through free agency. You're thinking the same thing. Just you're looking down through that list. You get tired of it, and maybe it is a relief to some, but it works both ways.
I just mean that maybe you just work your 7th consecutive 10-hour shift, and you don't really have time or feel like putting in the effort to coach. So I'll go to fucking McDonald's again, even though it sucks now. I've had it too many times in a row, and Russell Wilson used all of his good games up in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Thanks, Marty Schottenheimer. Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
Ryan Schottenheimer? I don't remember. Was it Marty?
Yeah.
I believe so, last season.
I like the comp.
Everyone was in the Eminem song.
Eminem.
Person that you players worse than Marty Schottenheimer. Don't sue me.
Speaking of Eminem, let's get into some chocolate, eh?
Oh, chocolate.
Here.
So this might not make much sense to anybody, but
make many sense. Will not make many sense.
There's 2 chocolates right now that I think are, there's one that I think is really supreme. It's the top notch. I've been a fan of this chocolate since it came onto the scene. Dove chocolate, right?
Sure.
Dove chocolate.
What's
up?
Is that the soap?
No, well
yeah.
No.
They also sell soap.
I think it might be.
Yeah, they sell soap too, Dove.
I didn't know that. Okay, well, you learn something new every day.
They should sell packs of both soap and chocolate.
They should sell chocolate
with this soup.
The shower.
Oh my god, chocolate!
A chocolate popsicle.
I was thinking chocolate that doubles as soap. So as you're sitting there crying in the shower.
Yes, they might. They might in due time.
You go right back to crying, and wiping yourself with a chocolate bar because you're a fat piece of shit.
Well, the hot water is most likely melting that chocolate. So
chocolate milk.
Shower with milk.
Has to be soap,
just be in a large bucket so you can savor it.
Bath of milk with the chocolate Dove chocolate.
All we have to do is advertise.
Anyway, Dove chocolate. I think it's superior right now. It's at its it's the top dog. Especially when you see a Hershey bar. Personally, if I see a piece of Dove chocolate and a Hershey bar, going Dove every day of the week, especially right now. Maybe as a kid, you Hershey. Oh my God, I want a Hershey bar. Grandma, can I have the Hershey bar? You get all excited, right?
Yeah.
That reminds me of Adrian Peterson, right?
Well, when you were a kid, I'm sure you were excited too.
Oh yeah, well, 100%. But Adrian Peterson's time is past. Hershey's chocolate is past, in my opinion. I think Dove chocolate is the king now, and that's where my comp comes. So DeAndre Swift is the Dove chocolate, by the way. I didn't say that, but AP is Hershey. DeAndre is Dove.
I
I don't get down with any form of chocolate discrimination. I will eat the shit out of some chocolate, whether it's Hershey's, Dove, fucking
Have you
Toodle.
compared them though?
I don't give a shit. It's chocolate.
So you would like to have AP on your fantasy football team?
No, that's your comparison. That's not mine. I never thought AP was a Hershey's bar.
Well, I'm talking about in terms of my comparison.
Impose your analysis on me. It is 2021. And I'm free to analyze Hershey's chocolate in whichever fashion I feel as though we should. And Brandon, I told you we have to be more hostile. Conflict breeds interest. You know what we should do? We should add in, like, we don't live stream. Never mind. Take that back.
Fine.
We need to do this live, and then nobody will watch.
Nobody. Maybe my girlfriend, but she doesn't.
We gotta start playing Madden. If we stream Madden in the off season, that'll we'll just play the fantasy stuff on top of it. We'll just talk about it.
It could work.
As I'm kicking your ass with like Trendon Holiday or someone that has no fantasy. How does Trendon Holiday factor into this upcoming season? Fuck you, dude. That's how. Anyone remember him?
Yeah.
No.
The Ultimate Teams. Remember using like a 58 overall Trendon Holiday like card as your kick returner and like Mutt 25. Running kicks back to the house with him all day long, or like throwing green passes to a 58 overall receiver. Well, that had a way of pissing people off. 58 overall just scored. He was like Tyreek Hill before Tyreek Hill was, like Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's good. Trendon Holiday is not in the NFL anymore. But
Now we're with Madden comps. We're done with the food comps. Alex, get into some of your food comps. You've got a whole list there now.
I don't have a list. Lists are for losers. Who's got a Carson Wentz
list? It's a type and then an enter, a type and then an enter. It's a list.
I just made a giant, 6 pages of lists earlier, so I'm actually very aware of lists. But someone give me a Carson Wentz comp.
Carson Wentz.
One has one. No one's got a good one. I'm gonna go off.
I honestly kind of like yours.
I said Carson reminds me. This was like the first thing I thought of when we did this. He reminds me of your great grandmother's sugar cookies, because your great grandma back in the day used to make some banging sugar cookies. Maybe in that 2017 movie. Unfortunately, Graham, she got a little off there. She passed away.
I was going to say that.
But nobody can fucking make their sugar cookies again. I don't know what it is. They can't, they were so good a few years ago. And now they don't fucking work. It seems like no matter who we hire in the off season to bring in, they just can't get the fucking sugar cookies to taste like they did in 2017. Well, Frank Reich is still alive. I don't think the comparison's going to work that way, because he's going to suck there like he sucked then, because 2017 is gone. Graham is not here anymore, and those sugar cookies ain't coming back.
Well, what if Frank Reich is Graham?
Well, Graham's not cooking with meth like she was back in the day. That was his big one. There were trace amounts of cocaine in those cookies, which is why they will never be as good. And by cocaine, I mean athleticism. This person's knees used to work a lot better than they do now. That's where the cocaine comes from. Graham's doesn't have. She got out of the cartel. She doesn't have those connections anymore.
Does one ever get out of the cartel unscathed?
No, but she was a senior member, and generally you don't get to be in your hundreds in the cartel. So they were like, fuck it. I mean, she can barely do her job anymore, so we might as well let her out. What's she gonna do? Talk? They're not gonna believe her. Grandma with the stories again. Oh, okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter if she's got the head and the gun and the bag of drugs to. Please go sit down. Come on.
Frank Reich has a questionable past, apparently.
No, your great grandmother with the sugar cookies has a questionable past, but you gotta understand.
I think grandmother is Frank Reich in this scenario.
Well, those sugar cookies are not going to be as good as they were a few years ago. So you can get that thought out of your head. Who's got another one? Anyone got a Saquon one or a McCaffrey run? I mean, these are.
We'll leave that.
These are the jokes on the lower shelf. These are great players miss practically the whole season. This is low hanging fruit. I mean, shit, I just stole my explanation from your guy. I went with your best friend's uncle's beef stew. Remember what you guys were telling me about? How you always you got that friend or that cousin that just raves about that family member's beef stew. Oh, you got to try it. It's the best thing. Like you've never had beef stew. Like if you haven't had my Uncle Jerry's, you've never tried yourself a good beef stew. And then you get over there and you try it, and you're like, well, that ain't gonna work. You're kind of like when you woke up like week 6. And you're like, all right, I'm fucked.
Can't rely on your uncle's beef stew.
No, your buddy's uncles.
mom-
Everyone keeps telling you how good it is to get that number 1 pick, and you finally got that number 1 pick. Wasn't that good after all. Should have stuck with around 6. Just stuck with your Grams sugar cookies. Fortunately, she's not around anymore.
I like that. I like that as well. Good comp.
Comes Bill O'Brien. Oh, he ran away. This Bill
Brandon.
O'Brien is.
Yeah, I'll go with Jonathan Taylor. This one's pretty much self-explanatory. Jonathan Taylor is slow cooker smoked brisket. I mean, you're putting it in, it's roasting. You're walking by every so-and-so checking in, just, oh yeah, what's up? Oh, that smells so good. You take a few whiffs, see a few like 20-point games for Jonathan Taylor. Maybe you think it's ready. You put him in the game. Nope, you got to put it back. Put it back in the roast. Put it back. It's not done. It's not done. Next season, it'll be done. It'll be the next day. You can take that smoked brisket out, slice it up, enjoy it. Enjoy it next season. That's Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor reminds me of that Wagyu beef. That's like hundreds or thousands of dollars per serving. It seems so good, but I can't access it. I know it's good. I know it's out there, but he's not putting up 35 points until week 17. Kind of fucking useless to me at that point.
That's why it's
like I can drive past
brisket.
that 5-star restaurant.
Just got to hold off. Be patient.
I won't be in there, but it exists. Are we running
2021 is the day you serve the smoked brisket.
I personally have no experience with this smoked brisket, so I can't comment on it. But it sounds good. It's a cool thing. But yeah, something I do have experience with. I was talking about French fries earlier, right? Yeah. So I got a weird comp. You guys might not like it, but you guys can probably actually use the comp for other people, right? So French fries, mashed potatoes. So I'm going to say mashed potatoes, right? I love me some mashed potatoes. You know, holidays, they come along, and it's like, oh, if you don't have mashed potatoes, like, what the fuck am I eating? Like, I'm not just going to eat just ham and just a piece of bread, you know? I need some taters. I need some taters. I need some corn. But I need some taters in particular, right? So for me, I think Jamal Williams is a cool little piece, right? He's a cool little complimentary piece to the main dish, right?
Underestimating your mashed potatoes.
Well, what's that?
You seem to be underestimating your mashed potatoes. You're telling me about how good they are and how everyone should have them, and then you're telling me they're also a backup running back.
Well, I'm telling you that people overlook them. People don't appreciate mashed potatoes, right? I personally love some mashed potatoes. Huh?
I feel like there's not a lot to be appreciated here.
You don't like mashed potatoes?
I don't like Jamal Williams.
I love Jamal Williams.
How did he's not helping me win a championship.
I mean, I don't think any running back that's a backup is going to help you win a championship. I don't think mashed potatoes is helping you win a meal.
If mashed potatoes makes or break my meal, it seems pretty important.
Mashed potatoes does not make or break your meal. It makes or breaks my meal because I love.
Exactly. Jamal Williams didn't make. You beat me in the fantasy championship. I don't remember Jamal Williams delivering the 50-point on me. The 50-piece on me. That was Alvin Kamara.
I'm never going to compare Alvin Kamara to fucking mashed potatoes. That's 50 points. There's no way mashed potatoes make 50 points.
Well, then you're disrespecting your own food that you like. So I don't know what to tell you.
I got a very plain dish. So I mean,
plain palate.
Plain palate. And I like to project my mashed potatoes in the future. They're going to be big things, that future things. You know, like homemade. I'm gonna cook up some homemade mashed potatoes, serve it at Easter in 2026, and it's still going to be good.
Well, maybe Alvin Kamara's chunky potatoes, you know, with the chunks in it, with the gravy. No, you don't like that?
That's despicable.
I love mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes plain.
Just smooth ass fucking processed.
Smooth ass. I don't care if it's processed homemade.
Mashed potatoes. That's gross. That reminds me of the place Alex and I used to work at. It just It was just smooth.
I love
And
that. I
you,
love
all
that.
three. You like that?
I like that. I put my you
I
want to hear
was
crazy?
turned off on
Always
that.
put the mashed
I mean, if
potatoes.
there's like butter and shit in there. As long as it's properly buttered and salted, I feel like mashed potatoes can be good. I mean, I would like if I'm eating just mashed potatoes, I'd love to have like a little like beef, cheese, and onion. But I put that on anything.
So you think mashed potatoes are good when they have the seasoning, the salt, right? Whenever they have the carries, whenever they have the touches, they're an RB2, an RB1. Boom, Jamal Williams.
No,
Flat,
proper mashed
flat.
potatoes is like a top 5 pick. I mean,
That
if
just
we're talking
proves how
like, we're
valuable
talking like
condiments are, Ed.
if we're talking like if we're talking like family meal options, like I'm not saying mashed potatoes is a top 5 food. I'm just talking about like if we're talking food served in that set. Can I help you?
Yeah, he doesn't agree with the mashed potato statement you just made.
The she, not misgender my cat.
Bob, is that not Bob?
She needs to be on
But I
your
just said
right
that Bill
shoulder,
O'Brien is
just
a
as
fan.
mine is on my right shoulder.
Hey, your cat's out of distance. Hey, say hi to the camera.
Well, I guess it would be left on the
Ed, I'm
camera.
talking about foods that you see in a holiday setting, not foods in general. I'm just talking about foods that you can reasonably expect to be at like your aunt's like Thanksgiving get together.
Yeah.
In which case, I'm going with like mac and cheese number 1 because you can't beat mac and cheese. What else is that? Like I feel like these menu items are often just like.
I think we're spending way too much time on Jamal Williams.
We're not even talking about Jamal Williams. We're talking about
We can
food.
talk about mac and cheese because I have a comment on
Yeah,
mac and cheese too.
let's move
Like
on to
mac and
mac and
cheese.
cheese. Who's mac and
All
cheese
right.
to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
who's mac and cheese?
I think it's often underestimated as well, though. It's boom or bust at times. I don't like some forms of mac and cheese, but I'm a fucking mac and cheese lover. You know what I mean? Certain ones, right? So boom or bust. Ryan Tannehill. He's still one of those top mac and cheese is still one of those top dishes. You know what I mean? But it has its
Sure.
moments. It has its moments. Ryan Tannehill was above the Lamar Jackson, I think, this year in fantasy points, something like that. But he had his moments. Some moments he had 33 points, some moments he had 12. So it's like boom or bust, mac and cheese. Sometimes if it's fucking breaded and shit, I don't like that. I just want some pure, creamy, mac and cheesy cheese.
I understand. I got a mac and cheese comparison for you.
I like all kinds of mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese, creamy mac and
It's going to be a
cheese.
drop the mic mac and cheese comparison. My mac and cheese comparison is 2018 Todd Gurley. It is the fucking goat.
What kind?
Any mac and cheese in general.
All kinds of mac and cheese? No way.
Yeah.
Not
I mean, there are different
2019
universes.
Christian McCaffrey.
I'm pretty sure that the like.
I think he was better than Gurley.
But I'm talking about like that year that if you had Todd Gurley, you not only made the playoffs, you won the championship because he put up like 50 points a game at the end.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Like that was how Matt won our work league, by having a mediocre team, but by also having Todd Gurley.
I beat somebody that had Todd Gurley that year, actually. It was pretty amazing.
It's just like occasionally you can screw up mac and cheese, but even bad mac and cheese is usually good mac and cheese. And I'm not talking about that dumb shit that you showed us from your school cafeteria that was cheese and macaroni, because that's not mac and cheese.
That mac and cheese didn't even have the cheese mixed in.
It looked like it was just American cheese,
on
microwaved, tossed onto it, and then just.
I'm pretty sure it was actually just cooked noodles with cheese sauce poured over it. But our audience is getting a little tired. Let's do one more. Send out a good one. Who's got a good one?
I
got one that I like personally.
Got one that you like, so we'll roll with that. This is the walk-off minute. Don't screw it up.
All right, I won't screw it up. Well, Michael Thomas, he's a delicious slice of pizza. You get this banging piece of pizza, you pull it out of the box, you put it on the paper plate you got, you walk over to the couch, you underestimated that pizza and just how hefty it is. Your paper plate, it caves in on itself. It falls, it crashes down to the floor. I mean, this moment you freeze. You're frozen in time. You look down. You see what has been happened right in front of you. You see the damage. You try and peel that pizza off. It either has the cheese stuck to the carpet or hair all in it. You're thinking maybe this is solvable. Maybe. You look back at the box of pizza. It's all gone. Your family took the rest. So you're left with this pizza, and that's the only thing you've got, and you've got to hold on to it. You can't toss it away. So you try and scrape it off and convince yourself, I can still eat this pizza. I can still start Michael Thomas, even if it's weak, whatever. I can still start it, and I can still eat this pizza. And as you're eating it, you're constantly just reminded, oh, hair, gotta take that hair. Oh, you look down at the floor, you see it's an unfortunately dropped slice of pizza that you were forced into eating.
Brandon Harris summing up 2020.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we got.
Yeah, that's everything.
That's it.
Like,
Tom's done.
Right, just one of them.
What happened? Go crazy.
Bill O'Brien signing off.
Bill O'Brien. Like, comment, subscribe, as Ed was going to say. Later.
Deuces.